Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are on page 205 of your student journal, and our objective of the day is today I will solve word problems with whole numbers and fractions. Okay, so our goal is today I will solve word problems with whole numbers and fractions. Okay, our vocabulary today is just reminding us what a fraction is and what a whole number is and what a mixed number is. So those are all terms we should be really familiar with. Okay, we have our steps. Say we're going to determine the key information because these are word problems. So we're going to have to read them probably once or twice. It says draw a picture or a number line. So like we did in the last video, we're going to use a number line or an area model to represent it, and then we're going to make a plan to solve. It does say if necessary change improper fractions to mixed numbers, and then it tells us that if asked, determine between which two whole numbers your answer lies. That's where this is going to come in, that we're going to have to change the improper fractions to mixed numbers to see what two whole numbers it is. And I'll show you a strategy for that when we get to that part. Okay, so I'm going to get started. Here is my first problem. And it says, 6 friends are going to the movies. If each friend drinks 4/5 of a can of soda, how much soda will the 6 friends drink? Between which two whole numbers does your answer lie? Okay, so let's think about this. If 6 friends are going to the movies and each friend drinks 4/5 of a can of soda, how much will the 6 friends drink? That means 6 times 4/5. Okay, and they want to know what our answer is. So this doesn't tell us if I have to use an area model or a number line, so you can choose which method you want. I'm going to try a number line for this one, even though it's going to be quite a long number line. And I have an idea it's going to be a long number line because I'm multiplying by 6. So I might go pretty big. Let's see if I can, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it all the way to 6. I might run out of room there. Let's see if that is big enough. We'll hope. Okay, and the denominator says it's 5, which means each whole number is divided into 5. Not my whole number line, but each whole number. So from 0 to 1, I have to divide it into 5 parts. From 1 to 2, I have to divide it into 5 parts. From 2 to 3, 5 parts. From 3 to 4, and 4 to 5. So each whole number gets divided into 5 parts. And then we have to label these, and it's going to be kind of tight because they're so small. So I have 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5, 6/5, 7/5, 8/5, 9/5, 10/5, 11/5, 12/5, 13/5, 14/5, 15/5, 16/5, 17/5, 18/5, 19/5, 20/5, 21/5, 22/5, 23/5, 24/5, and 25/5. Okay, so see how it's really small there. Okay, so what they want me to do is 4/5 6 times. So I'm going to do 1 there, and then let's jump another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is 6 times. So 6 times I jumped 4/5, and I ended up at 24/5. So that's my answer. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. It says between which two whole numbers does your answer lie? 24/5 is between what two whole numbers? Well, in the area model, it's really nice to see. It's between 4 and 5. So I can just say between 4 and 5. I'm going to also show you the math for that, though, if you didn't have an area model. It's this little strategy I like to call in and out. So I'm going to show you up here how I get this. So it's a division problem. I'm going to put the 5 outside as my divisor, the 24 inside as my dividend. So 5 can go into 24 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20, and I get 4 left. So it's 4 and 4/5. This becomes my numerator, and my denominator stayed the same. So 24/5 is equal to 4 and 4/5, which means it's more than 4 but less than 5. So this is kind of a math thing that you'll learn more about in 5th grade as well. Okay, let's look at our next one. Miss Clark's class has 15 students. 2/5 of the students stay for the after-school program. How many students stay for the after-school program? Okay, so this one's a little different, the word problem. It's saying 2/5 of the 15 students. And that is a multiplication problem when you think about this of word. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 15 2/5. So this time let's try the area model. That's going to be a lot of area models I have to draw. So I have to have 15 2/5. Wow. So there's 1, 2, and the 5 means each one has to be divided into fifths. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. That one I didn't really make 2 equal. I have to be a little bit neater. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And for each one, I have 2/5. So I have 15 2/5. So let's color 2/5 for each one. I don't think the number line would have been easier for this one either, because I would have had to do so many. Okay, so what do I have? What's my answer? So 15 times 2/5 equals, well, if I have 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, I can add them. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So I have 30 fifths. Okay. Now for this one, because I don't see the picture to know what this one doesn't actually ask what 2 whole numbers it's between. If it did, I could use the in and out to figure that out. So I could say in and out, and I can do that down here to show you that the 5 is my divisor and the 30 is my dividend. So 5 goes into 36 times, and my answer is 6 and 0/5. So this is equal to 6 and 0/5, which is just 6. But it didn't ask me what 2 numbers. So my answer is 30 fifths. Okay, let's try some. We're on page 206. Here is our first one. And it says, for the party, Jose wants to make 8 batches of sugar cookies. The sugar cookie recipe calls for 2/3 cup of milk for each batch. How much milk will Jose need? Between which 2 whole numbers does your answer lie? Okay, so I think we should do a number line. But I know it's going to be 8 times 2/3 is our equation. Because he's going to use 2/3 8 times because there's 8 batches. So our number line is going to have to be pretty big. So I think we're going to go all the way to 6. So let's see if we can get this all, wow, my number line's not very even. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My number line's not a very good one. As you can see, the parts aren't even. So the 3 denominator means each whole number has to be divided into 3 parts. And then my fractions I can fill in are 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3, 6/3, 7/3, 8/3, 9/3, 10/3, 11/3, 12/3, 13/3, 14/3, 15/3, 16/3, 17/3, and 6 is equivalent to 18/3. That's where you should have left off. So double check that. I know it's hard to read some of my writing. So you should have left off at 6 is the same as 18/3. Okay, now they want us to jump 2/3 8 times. So 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, and 8 times. And I am getting 16/3. That's where I ended up with. And they want to know what 2 numbers is it between. Well, it's between 5 and 6. So it's between 5 and 6. Okay, let's do our next one. It says, Richard read 3/12 of a book. Monica read 3 times as much. How much did Monica read? So we have 3 times 3/12. So why don't we do an area model on this one? So we have 3 of them, and each one has to be divided into 12ths. I'm going to divide it in, so let's see. I divided it in half, and then I divided those that way into 6, and then I divided them in half. That gives me 12. Okay, so I have 3 of them, because I have 3, and each one I have 3/12 of. So I have 3 there, 3 here, and 3 here. Okay, so I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9/12. And this one does not ask us what numbers it's between, but I know 9/12 is smaller than 1, so it's between 0 and 1. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you have the next couple pages to do on your own, and have a great day.